Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Our Book Nook 25 where we two friends read and share our reading journeys with you. Today we are discussing our first book, that is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, because it had so much to discuss upon, and let's begin now.
Okay, so I have already read Man's Search for Meaning around 2018. So this is my second time. So I would like to ask, what does the title Man's Search for Meaning, when you read it for the first time, suggested you, or what you felt after reading it? What it could be like?
Uh, Actually, I got to know about this book from a blog. It was about that if you want to find a purpose in life, these are the books to be read, and this was one of them. And I, it it felt very intriguing. I was very curious about the title, and when I searched, then I got to know that Viktor Frankl, it, it he had experienced um, atrocities in concentration camp, and it is his memoir. That is what I felt. And yes, it is a memoir, but it has very deep understanding and deep meaning of life in general. That is what I got to know after reading this book. So, what was your experience, uh, like while reading it second time?
The second time, first time when I read, even I was like very curious to know about this title. Both the times I have received this book as a gift. And
Oh,
since when, yeah, when first time I was reading it, I was actually going through a bad phase and doing any task was getting difficult for me. And when I saw this book, this is so small, but the title is looking so damn curious that made me read the book. Second time, I had a bit of idea. I didn't remember each and everything about it, but I had a basic idea that it helps. It is kind of a self help book, but it also helps in our daily activities, which we struggle sometimes. Like our conflict starts in the morning from choosing what to wear to work. So it really helped me for the struggle for our daily life struggles. So
very true.
let's tell our viewers about what this book is actually about. So, this
Yes.
book is about concentration camps which were conducted during World War II, which was around like what period? 1944 45,
Yes.
during the end of towards the end of the World War. And
Yes.
Victor has specially mentioned about small concentration camps in this, the experiences of small concentration camps more than the famous ones, which is Auschwitz, which is the one of the famous concentration camp. Because according to him, the real extermination was prevalent more in small concentration camps than the famous ones.
Yes.
Let's tell the readers why they should be reading this book too. Because the author, who is Viktor E. Frankl, who is a psychiatrist and a neurologist, his whole family, his brother, sister, mother, father, died in various other concentration camps, including his wife. Still, he had, after all this suffering, he had a why to live for. So we need to listen what he wants to express or what he wants to tell us from all his experiences. The extreme of suffering. He has seen extremes of suffering in his life. What do you think?
Yes, totally. That is what I felt that uh, the I would say that humanity died in concentration camps, and there was no space, and the whole situation was so barbaric, and he had lost everything. Like when I read about it, I got to know like it was not just like that you were getting into concentration camp and then you died. It was not like it was like death looming over you for so many days, and then you are working as a laborer. So, Viktor Frankl, he was a psychiatrist and neurologist, when he entered the concentration camp, he was just a mere laborer. So his all identities, all possessions, everything was gone, and still he could make meaning out of his life. So that is a real inspirational thing I got, like, I derived from this. And uh, there is a quote in this book uh, where Victor quotes another author and philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche. He says that those who have a why can almost live anyhow, something like that. I am not quoting it verbatim, but so I would like to ask you, what is your why, and
Yeah, okay.
have you discovered it?
So I would read the exact quote. I've written it in my notes since we are
Yes.
from the medical background. We are very pro at making notes. I've already made notes of this book.
Oh yes.
He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow.
Mm.
So, coming to your question, my why. I think my why I have derived in two sources basically. So, the first source is related to my profession, which is I'm more interested in vertigo, that is treating chakkar patients. So, I think that I should give my part to society by gaining more knowledge, more in depth in related to vertigo, so that it will help my patients to get completely treated, and this will be in part that I can serve to the community. And second thing, this beautiful nature, this beautiful world, I want to explore it. Like there's so much to explore, even individually and with my partner, my husband.
So nice.
And now I would like to ask your why. What is your why?
I would say that uh, I haven't discovered it completely yet. I think it is a continuous discovery process. And as far as I have discovered or I have got to know, I think that, like, how it is told in Hindu tradition that a human birth is like we are really lucky to get a human birth after so many life cycles. So I feel that with such a great body and brain, like such a great machine we are given, uh, I feel that I should make most of it. I want to experience the limits of the human brain and body in whatever way I can. And I want to be a very useful human being to the society. So, whichever way I can contribute to my profession, through my uh, like domestic duties or anything, I want to give back to society and enjoy the process.
Yeah, that's really nice. Since you mentioned that you want to explore your brain and your body, so I just remembered one thing. When I started again reading this book, and I started asking everybody around me that what is your why that will make you live. And I asked my husband also. He had almost the same answer, that he want to explore his brain, that what all things his brain can do, like learning different activities, like music or exploring everything. So he had a kind of similar answer like yours. And of
Oh,
course, when you said that, since the discovery has not been yet fully attained about the why thing, that led me to think about what Victor has written in the book also, that the why keeps changing. I remember when we were young, we had a really different why, and today we really have a different why. So, yes, of course, the why of a human being keeps changing all the time.
yes.
So, yeah, the greatest task for a person is to find a why in his life. So, Victor has a bit of help he has given by saying that there could be three possible sources from which a person can derive his why. So, the first possible source Victor has mentioned is work, doing really something significant. Second is his own example, in which love. meeting his own wife at the end after finishing the concentration camp, and again meeting her was his main why when he was in the concentration camp. And third, he has mentioned about courage, how he had showed courage in the concentration camp the whole time while living there.
Yes, so I feel that like he has, because he is a neurologist and psychiatrist, he could uh, really objectively, you know, boil the whole thing down to only 3 points. And these three things can
Yes.
bring meaning into your life and in anyone's life. So I felt that it is really useful uh, to look at these 3 points that like maybe few people can experience that kind of love uh, which makes their whole life meaningful, or few people show the courage in very trying experiences. uh, it can be a very small accident at home, or it can be uh, living as a soldier and dying for your country, that kind of courage. And the first one was the work. So many people can find their meaning or purpose in the work. So I felt that this is like a guidebook for us, especially in today's times, because now our materialistic needs are quite met. So uh, after that, also many people feel empty, and many people do face this existential that why, what is the point of all this? We feel like that in certain moments. So I felt that this is like a really good guidebook for everyone, and we must read it maybe yearly. It should be a ritual that we read this book every year.
Yes, actually.
So now you describe little bit about uh, how the whole journey begins for Victor, so that we can take our viewers in the
Yeah.
journey of Victor.
Yeah, right, right. Before that, I would like to tell you one point that
Yeah.
this why thing, actually, it we can correlate it to something like during our COVID times when the
Mm.
patients who were admitted in ICU and they were really very bad in very bad condition, still they made up, like they were off ventilator, they went home very healthy. But there were some patients even in ICU but who were not on ventilator, but they had given up on their life thinking that COVID is going to kill me, and ultimately they died. So this we can correlate it. Yeah, I know the
Right.
concentration camp and COVID cannot be correlated at all, but still, if you want to get an idea of it.
Yes. Even like for few people, like even in COVID, they were in that life and death situation, and
Yes,
I guess that's why most of the doctors say that we treat cures, because we really don't know what outcome can, we can see, what outcome we can see in which patient, who will
like,
respond to the treatment, who won't respond to the treatment. Yeah, very very nice point. Yeah, so let's start our
yeah,
journey.
yeah,
How
yeah.
Victor
Yeah.
went in
So,
the concentration camp.
mm-hmm. So the train took them. The train was like the train was journey was also not very. I would say the train was packed with the prisoners, excessively packed. I mean, if there was a seat for 15 people, the train was packed like for 100. That they used to take 100 prisoners in one in one bogie, I would say.
Mm.
So when the train used to arrive near the station where the concentration camp was there, so the train whistle used to make feel Victor that the train is alarming us that something horrible is coming nearby. And the train has, it was a feeling by Victor that the train has decreased its speed while taking us to the station, so that It is taking as much time as possible. It is sparing us from the horror as much as it could. Even he could see those gallows hanging from the trees, like there were dead people hanging. So much horrible, like his mind had become because of the as he was arriving towards the concentration camp. And after arriving there all things were taken, like all the stuff they were carrying, all their belongings were taken. Not even a single thing was kept, you know. Do you remember that incident where Victor's all work of his life was taken? Can you throw some light on that?
Yes, yes. So, like you said, that everything was taken away from those people, and like, uh, like he tried to keep his manuscript uh, with him, and he tried to convince the uh, security in charge there that please let me keep this. This is my life's work. So he says that I must keep this manuscript at all costs. It contains my life's work. So he is trying to convince him, but uh, the officer did not melt at all, and he just threw it away, and everything was taken away from them. So I was wondering by reading this that it was his work. It is almost like his brainchild, and it was also taken away. His family was away. No material possession was with him. No relatives were with him. So, in such situation, it must be feeling so hopeless. And how one person can make meaning out of life when everything is taken away from you. So, that is a really very, very, very difficult situation to be in.
Yes, totally, I agree. And then once
And
they sorry.
and also
Yeah.
you remember, yeah, yeah, you remember about the description about the rooms in which they were taken.
Hope you all liked the first episode on Man's Search for Meaning, and do let us know in the comments what is your why to live for. Have you still discovered it or are still discovering? In the next episode, we will tell you how prisoners went through three different rooms after their arrival at the Auschwitz camp, and what was the most common mode of suicide among camp inmates and why? And what lies does medical books tell you? So stay tuned and do subscribe our channel our book nook 25 and press the bell icon to never miss an episode.